Howdy folks, and welcome to 50 Nautical Mile Arc. Today we are back at Lufker-Spadaro in New York on Long Island, and it is about 6:30 in the morning simulator time. So we're going to have a sunrise this time instead of midday flight like the last have all been. So a little different there. And we're inside the hangar on the Spadaro side, and we've seen this airfield before. This is the Payware Lufker-Spadaro airport. It is super cool. It looks better in the daylight, so go back and review my videos using this airport in the daytime. But otherwise, it's super cool, super fun, and I like using it. And I figured since it's Payware, it's time to use it again. So we are on the Spadaro side, and the way you remember that is Spadaro, you can think surface, that's the airport, or solid. And then Lufker is the grass side. So I think Lufker, then I think L is in lawn, like the lawn. So that's how I remember the two. The code for this is 1 November 2 for the Spadaro side. Anyway, and we're in this hangar. I love this start point. And it's all lit up in there, and it's dark out here. And we're going to fly due east, just along Long Island, along the shoreline. And we're going to land at Black Island State Airport, KBID. Kilo Bravo Indigo Delta, and the sun should be up by then, and we're going to land there. And according to the Scenery Gateway, there is a modeled airport there. I have not looked yet to verify, so we're going to verify that together. I'm really hoping that there is a modeled airport there. I've been choosing my next several flights on purpose based on buildings at the airport, so hopefully we will have something to see. So, without further ado, we'll cut the introduction, or the long introduction, and we'll close the baggage door, and we'll remove the static elements. Then we'll hop inside to close our main door. And once that shuts, we'll come up here and lock it. And then we'll come over here and open our little window. And other than that, we're all set. Now, if we needed a flashlight, I do have a flashlight on my yoke. Oh, there's a guy walking there. He better pay attention once you start up here. I like the white one. You can turn on the green one or the red one, I guess. I guess it's red. Could that be less glare in the air? But I like the white one. So we're going to use the white one for right now, and we're going to hop down here and get some stuff started. We'll turn on our battery and all that in the fuel pump. And we'll just start this. Well, we need our mixture and stuff for it, and then we'll start this right up. I didn't prime it, but so be it. And yes, we are in the Archer again. I believe this is like the third flight in a row we've used the Archer, but I'm determined to land this thing to my satisfaction. My landings have been okay, but they could be better. So I figure, why not? It's either this or the Cessna for this flight. I guess we could have taken the Diamond. I haven't flown that in a while. I'm kind of scared of the Diamond, though. It's a little touchy for me. But I suppose I'll need to practice sooner or later. So let's look forward to that soon. Let's turn on our heater. Let's turn on our dome light. I thought there's a dome light up here. Oh, here it is. There we go. That help? Not really. I guess that's for the back. Where'd it go? There it is. Oh, look at this. We can move the cabin air. What else is around here? I'm sure these move. Oh, of course they do. And we have our temperature. And it always says 60, I think. I think in real life it's low 60s, so that's actually accurate for once. Coincidentally accurate. Alright, we'll go over here and do our pitot heat, and we'll get our collision lights going because we're going to hop out of here. And we don't want people to crash into us. Of course, we would pull this out with the dolly first. I don't believe we would start our airplane in the hangar. Anyway, let's get going. Enough rambling. Enough rambling. Parking brake is off. And it thinks, yeah. This airport, the way it's modeled, it always thinks you're off-road, so it takes a lot of throttle to get going, no matter where you are in this airport. We're going to actually take off to the north. So we're going to take off at runway 36. We're going to go this way and hope that guy is out of our way. He's out of our way. And he's walking right down the taxiway. Whatever. I better move it, because we're just going to go right over them. I don't think it's considered a collision if you hit a walking person. Oh, we missed them. Nice. We also missed the taxiway. Alright, so see that flashing on the texture up there? That is the only time in my Xplane that I get a flashing or shimmering texture. People complain about that a lot, about having textures that shimmer. This is the only time I've experienced that, is with this airport and that building. Alright, there's some cars rolling around over there. So real world weather turned on, some pretty heavy cloud cover. According to SkyVector, the winds are 30 knots from the due east. So we'll see when we try to take off here if that's true, because we're going to be perpendicular to the wind no matter what we choose. Of course, I could check the sim and see what the sim is going to give us, but we'll just go with SkyVector and see if it's accurate. So we need to turn around here. I think I can make that turn around without running into anything. Again, I talked about this airport at great length in previous videos, so I'm not going to take the time to do it now, but it's a cute little airport. Used for flight schools, used for home base for skydiving and sign flying. So if you ever want to propose to somebody on Long Island, you would call people who have a headquarters here and they would make a sign and fly it for you. That worked out pretty well. Let's stop right here and set the parking brake, hop inside, get our landing lights on, and let's actually close this now because I'm kind of getting sick of that. Yeah. Alright, so we're pretty much ready to go. I'm kind of disappointed this dome light doesn't do more for us up here. Oh well. I mean, we do have lights though. I thought they were these. There we go. Not sure what that one does then. That must be adjusting that dome light. But anyway, here are our gauge lights. We'll keep them one click below full. And we'll get some flaps down. We'll do 2 sets of flaps for takeoff. No instruments again. We could track a VOR, but that's for higher altitude because we're going to be going over some Class D airspace for another airport, and the VOR track goes right through it, but we're not going to be high enough. So we're going to kind of predict where it is and go around. I studied the chart. It's not going to be exact because we'd have to go on the ocean quite a ways, but we're just going to follow the shoreline completely VFR, and then we will get to a break before Black Island, and then that's where we'll go. So we have some sun glare already from the sunrise. That is so cool. Anyway, we gotta get going because I want to see the sun come up. So let's let the parking brake off, hold the brakes, rev it up because this is a pretty short runway, and let go of the brakes, and away we go. Let's see if the wind grabs us. If SkyVector is right and the sim is picking that up, then we should get nabbed pretty hard as soon as we take off. And boy, is this a narrow runway. Alright, up we are. There we go. First set of flaps in. And I took off facing the north on purpose so that we can swing back and see the airfield. Because since we're perpendicular to the wind, I could have gone either direction. But I wanted to do this on purpose. Look at that scenery. It's modeled all the way out here. You can tell where that line is. Sunrise yet? Pretty close. Alright, let's turn around and have a look at that airfield. And coordinate our turn. Make sure not to lose altitude. Standard, just about standard rate here. We'll go a little gentler than standard rate so we don't come back across the airfield. There's the one and only main freeway going through Long Island. And there's east. 120 degrees. 150. We'll start our rollout now. And they're south, and our airfield should be pretty much below us here. Alright, kind of hard to sight see at the same time. Let's hop outside so we can have a look. There you go. See, the airfield is disappearing in the corner, lower right corner. There we go. See the two runways, Spadaro for the asphalt and Lufker for the grass. Like I said, it's hard to see in the dark, and in real life it's hard to see too. If you look at satellite images of this, you cannot tell there's an airport there. You can see this one behind us, if you know where to look, off the wing there. But this one is really hard to spot. You really got to know where you are. It's just kind of shoehorned there between those highways, and everything is so narrow. New York City then, about 60 miles that way. We've taken that flight. And there's the ocean, of course. And there's Long Island, so let's start our turn to the left. I think that's enough sightseeing of the airfield from above, but that looks really, really cool if you ask me. And I did not notice any wind at all on that takeoff. And these are some low clouds. 2,000 feet above sea level, which is basically 2,000 feet above ground level, and we're about to hit some clouds, it seems like. We'll have to see. We're VFR, so we technically can't go into the clouds, I guess. So we'll either go in a little bit or stay just below. Let's see, I guess I can turn my landing lights off. I usually leave them on, but I'll turn them off this time. There, we're starting to level off a little bit. Of course, had we checked ATIS, like we would in real life, we would know at what altitude the base of these clouds are. They seem pretty low. Up on 3,000 feet. I'm going to trim down a little bit again and we'll start to level off and gain some speed. Even though it's kind of dark, those cloud shadows on the water are still pretty obvious. There are no cloud shadows on the land because there really isn't any sun to cast a shadow. Rear passenger view there. And of course you can see all the way across Long Island as you would expect. We are pretty much on the southern shore. Well, maybe a quarter of the way across, but no problem seeing all the way across. There's the sun popping up over the horizon. And yeah, we're just gonna follow this all the way to Black State. I'm gonna level off about 4,000, or at least try to intentionally level off at 4,000. We are 4,000 feet above sea level. Now I'm just going to trim it out so that I don't have to touch the yoke at all. That's the point. No autopilot in this. At least if there is, I don't know about it. We're still gaining a little bit of altitude here. Long Island sure looks long when you're up in the air. The best I can to hold this at 4,000 feet with the yoke and trimming at the same time. There we go. And I'll just make micro adjustments as I need to, as long as I'm within about 10 feet either direction, I guess. I guess each tick is 20 feet on that one. Not 20, 100. I can't see that far. 20 feet. Because each number is 100 feet. So 20 feet. Alright, now that I did my math, you believe I used to be good at math? Sure doesn't seem like it when I make these videos, huh? Well, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to do some sightseeing here, because this is going to be about an hour flight for me, and I'm not going to make you sit through an hour of this. So we will do some sightseeing, and I will join you as we get closer to Black Island. Alright, I'm actually going to join you before we get to Black Island, because see that airport right there off the nose? That's where we have to avoid our Class D airspace. And we're only at 4,040 feet above sea level, so we're actually going to make an adjustment and go around it. So yeah, it looks like we slowly climbed 40 feet while we were outside sightseeing, but that's okay. We'll lose that when we bank. See that? So that's how I'm going to get rid of that altitude. So that's what we'll do. Basically, we're just going to fly around the airport. How are we looking over there? That airport. There we go. Now we'll head back this way. There we go. Exactly 4,000 feet. I'm going to make little adjustments to the throttle until it settles in. Except now I'm feeling some wind. Now we're getting blown a little bit. When we had our sightseeing moment, I was really enjoying the traffic. Alright, so we're pretty much settled in again, and I was able to talk about this airport. So we'll just keep on heading out, and you'll see me make adjustments to get back to where we were once we pass this airport. See you in a bit. I had a few things I wanted to point out before we get ready to cross our break to Block Island. I realize I've been saying Black Island this whole time. I meant to say Block Island. I'm not exactly sure where I got off on that, but anyway, you can see Block Island on the horizon. That's where we're headed. But I wanted to point out how awesome this is. We've got the ground below us, the clouds above us. It makes it look like it's not that high off the ground. I mean, we are 4,000 feet off the ground or so, give or take. It's been hard to hold altitude while I'm flying outside. In fact, you can see the crosswinds affecting me there, but I just love the way that looks. You got the clouds above us, the ground below us. We're kind of sandwiched in between. It just looks so small and narrow. I just love it. Especially when you're taking off in a big jet in a storm and you hit the clouds within seconds. I just wanted to point that out. That's one of my favorite things about being below the clouds. And you can see the cirrus layer poking through. That's awesome. So here we are. We're getting closer to Block Island. And that's where our airport is. And we want to land in the same direction. So if we knew the area, we could just fly straight in. But I don't know the area. So we might have to do a flyby and then do a traffic pattern and come back. I just know that we're going to land on runway 10, which is kind of east-southeast-ish. But I don't know where on the island it is. I know it's on the southern-ish part of the island because the northern part is a wildlife preserve, I believe. So we wouldn't land there, obviously, and we wouldn't fly there either. We'd respect that. But otherwise, we're chugging along nicely. We've been flying for about 26 minutes of flight time so far. I know I said an hour total. I'm not sure what I was thinking. It's still going to be about 45 minutes by the time we get there. That's farther away than it looks, but it's definitely not an hour flight time. I think I was calculating that on our climb speed, not our cruise speed. But this just looks so nice from up here. Xplane is so good for VFR flying. There's another little airport there under the wing, which we're not going to land at, obviously. And there's looking back on Long Island. Alright, we're about to enter the open water. And if you look ahead, I see the beacon for our airport. That is one nice thing about flying at night in Xplane is you can see all your airports, provided they're lighted and have beacons. Lufker-Spadaro that we just took off from has neither lights nor a beacon, so we would not be able to see that at night. But up ahead at Block Island State, we will be able to see it. And alright, we're officially over the open water. So now it's just a matter of lining up with the runway. We know it's runway 10, so roughly 100 degrees. I have our beacon in sight. It's right off the center of the nose right now. So there's our beacon. We'll start losing altitude a little bit. I'm going to turn on our landing lights. And we're going to start coming down. But keep our speed up though. And then we're going to try to figure out how this runway is set up. I don't see runway lights yet. I only see the beacon. I'm assuming we're going to have runway lights unless the sun has gone up enough now that the sim turned the lights off. But at a certain time of day it'll turn the lights off. It says it's almost 6 a.m. on the clock. We've had 30 minutes of flight time so far. I think I see the runway, but I'm not going to take it for granted. Or at least I can read my compass and I know what 100 degrees looks like. We'll increase our rate of descent a little bit to about 650 feet per minute. Alright, our time of day changed a little bit, and I see our beacon, but I've lost the runway either because it's dim compared to that sun glare off the water, or the time of day kicked the lights off. So we're just going to keep heading towards this beacon until I figure out where we are. It's really deceiving. It feels like we're in the middle of nowhere. Now we're not even moving. But if you look at the shoreline closest to the center brace of the window, we're hauling pretty fast. So we might have to do a go around since I'm unfamiliar with the area, which would be completely reasonable and acceptable, I would think. There's no ILS to line up with or anything like that. So that would be easy. Then we would just tune in the ILS and chase the needle till we lined up. But no, the beacon went away. Oh no, there's a beacon. Okay, I think I see the runway, but I think the orientation is different than I was expecting because we're at 100 degrees now. Okay, I see what's going on. Okay, I got it. We're north. We drifted north. I see it. So let's make some corrections. I guess we can slow down and get some flaps out, and then we will be able to take our time. So basically we drifted north of the runway. There we go. Beautiful. Trim up, second set of flaps. We'll do 2 sets for now until we're on our final. It's going to be a shorter final than I anticipated though, but that's okay. It's not losing any altitude yet though. We're 650 feet above sea level. There we go. Do you see the runway right in the middle? Looks like there are trees going right up to it though, so whoever modeled this thing either didn't use an exclusion zone or the new auto gen kind of took over here. Oh, see, I lost it on peripheral vision. There it is. Man, that thing is buried behind the trees. No wonder why I couldn't see it. Alright, well, we might have to do a go around anyway because I really can't see where we're going with all those trees in the way. Alright, let's just slow this way down. Trim up because I don't want to actually lose altitude. There we go. I just want to slow down and keep our altitude. Yeah, it says we're too low, so we'll just stay right here until the Pappy agree with us, and then we will land. Yeah, we're getting blown. We are getting blown everywhere. So I was aiming for the beacon at 90 degrees, expecting to bank right to get 100, but then we got blown north, way north. You can even see the crosswind a little bit, and we're still getting blown to the north. Alright, 2 red, 2 white. Let's come down at 500 feet per minute. We'll use the throttle to descend because we're trimmed about how I want to be trimmed for speed. I think we'll clear the trees just fine. Landing lights are on, flaps are down. Coming in kind of hot, but I've had issues where even if I'm in the green or white arc, I seem to kind of get a weird tail stall or something. So we're going to come down. Nice crosswind ready on the rudders here for the last second. There we go. It is modeled just as promised. This is a short runway too. Alright. We're going to smooth out a little bit. I don't want to come down that hard. Alright, we're going to smooth out. Flare, there we go. Now we're talking. Oh man, those brakes. I don't understand the brakes in Xplane. I have them set to normal and it hurts. See, watch. Crunch. Oof, jeez, look at that. They're set to normal though. Don't know what else I can do about it. Cruise around here. Let's see. Let's hop outside. I don't know where we are. There we go. Guess we should try to respect the taxi lane. Welcome to Block Island State. I assume GA parking is pretty much wherever we want it to be. Let's just pull over here. Alright, I'm going to use the brakes. You ready? Slam that nose into the ground. The throttle's off. That's just all idling and brakes. Let's stop right here. Normally we would dolly it back, I think. We'll stop right there. How are we looking? Good. Set the parking brake, and let's check out the replays. Alright, here we are coming in. And we'll just check this out here. Nice float, and nice soft touchdown, except for slamming the nose wheel down. You know, I get it halfway and I just do something strange. Oh well. Let's check out the runway view, I guess. So yeah, at least the trees were far enough away we could clear them without any problem. There we go. That wasn't too bad. I'm happy with that. It's better than my previous landings have been, so let's hop back to real time. Alright, let's get this thing ready to shut down. Let's turn the heater off first here, and I guess we can turn the dome light on so people can see. And we will get rid of our mixture, turn off our lights and our fuel pump. I'm stuck on the thing. Fuel pump, and we'll leave one battery on so people can see their way out. And we'll unlock the door, and then we can lock the door, or open the door, I mean, and then we'll close that. And those move too, by the way. That's kind of fun. All right, everybody out. We'll leave the battery on since we don't have external power. That way people can see what they're doing. All right, well, better landing than the previous ones. Not that any of them have been bad, but I'm a perfectionist, and I'm going to have videos for you guys. I don't want it to be halfway there, so I'm going to keep working on it. But at least we got down better than we have been, and all stopping hard on myself. And it was a nice sunrise. It was a nice flight. 41-minute flight time, by the way. I was keeping track on my own timer here. This is a nicely modeled airport. And nice cloud cover. Everything was nice about this. This was fun. I just thought of this last minute before I started recording this flight. This wasn't something I had on my whiteboard, so that was kind of cool too. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this flight. If you found me by accident, please subscribe if you are a regular subscriber. Thank you for your continuing support, and thank you for putting up with my self-criticism. I should probably just knock that off and keep those things to myself. But thank you anyway. Please spread the word. Please spread my channel. And with that, I will see you on the next one.